Oh, this is going to be the final good coffee that I get, because I've resorted to instant coffee this week. I normally use an AeroPress to make real coffee, but it's just one more thing to carry, and I really don't have any extra space in my pack because I'm bringing, wow, that was my dog yawning. I'm bringing all my food and Issa's food for the entire week, like breakfast, lunch and dinner, so there's not really any extra space for any frivolities, unfortunately. So all hail the coffee maker. Well guys, I am at the train station, about to leave. Come on Issa. Oh, Issa's peeing. Emergency pee. There you go. So I live Duckheath, so I'll have to, come on, I have to get a train to Waverley, and then I stay on that train. No, sorry, I get changed over at Waverley, and then I've got another train to Nungai. One stop, 2 trains. Backpack is loaded up. I think I've got everything. If I don't have everything, tough really. I don't have to have any more than I've got. I know that. I've got enough food. I took all of the food. Like, I have breakfast, lunch and dinner. And I plan on spending very little money. I just want to see how self-sufficient I can be. I've vacuum packed all my food, like all of it, my porridge, I've got my coffee, I've got oat milk powder. I'm pretty organised, dare I say it? Issa's losing her mind, she's so excited. She keeps jumping up at me and like spinning and stuff, so I think she knows. The minute the backpack comes out, Issa gets so spicy. She knows that we're going somewhere exciting. So yeah, here we go. It's Friday the 3rd of April and we're about to head off. I'll see you on the train. What you doing? What? Where are we going? Ow! Ah! Issa? Are you gonna poo? We're off, guys. Come on. Take a little bit. Good girl. Come on then. So we're about half an hour in. Issa's wet and miserable already. She's fine. She has an Equifleece and she has a little Herta coat on, so she's not going to get cold anytime soon. So far the scenery is more foresty. It's very kind of, you know, winter forest looking at the moment. I wouldn't say it's cold. There's a chill in the air, but I am absolutely sweating. I've got too many layers on. I'm going to have to take them off soon. Lisa probably wishes I would take her fleece off, but I don't want her getting cold because she's so small. But yeah, so far No excitement to report. My bag is pressing a little bit on the top of my butt, and I think I'm going to have to put the foam pad in soon, which is just tucked in there. I think it'll be fine. Once I figure that out, it'll be really comfortable. But yeah, I topped up my water at Milgai. There's a little water pump right in front of the obelisk, so that has been topped up. And we've got some electrolytes going on in there, some cola flavoured ones at the moment. So yeah, I'm powering on. We'll see how long it takes. I've got to go to Drimmen tonight, so we'll see how far that is. It says on my map it's about 5 or 6 hours, so we'll see how fast I walk. But time rolls on like open roads, and soon she won't be here. Oh, traveler, you carry the sun in your stride, leaving behind what I hold inside. If I don't ask your name today, I may never. So it's 12 o'clock. Here's Lisa. 12 o'clock. We were planning today. We're walking to Drimmen, our first day, obviously. We were planning that it would take maybe like, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours according to the estimate on the map, which was fine. But as it stands, we left Milgai at 9:30. It's now 12 o'clock, and according to Google Maps, we are an hour and a half away from our final destination. So what's that? 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30. That's 4 hours. So if we can do it in 4 hours, I will be really pleased with myself, because that means today was a nice, breezy, short day. 4 hours is fine by me. I think we'd still be pleased as well. So I was going to stop and have lunch, but to be honest, if I've only got another hour and a half to go, I may just push on and have lunch when we get there, and then just relax for the rest of the afternoon. This week has been so busy at my work. Crazy busy. Like, I mean, 5, 6, 7 dogs a day busy. I'm a dog groomer, obviously. So I just feel absolutely exhausted. Like, I got to the end of the week and I was like, oh, now I have to do all my final prep for the West Highland Way. So I kind of hoped to be starting it feeling a bit fresher, but as it turns out, I already was tired from the week, and now I've got 100 miles to walk. So yeah, what I'm saying is, this afternoon I'm really looking forward to just a quite laid back afternoon, because I've power walked and made it much quicker than I thought it would. However, I have needed a pee since I left Milgai. I was lured in by the promise of public toilets that are actually shut. So I just thought, oh well, I'll just pee in the woods. But then everywhere I went while I was walking here, there were just people everywhere. So many people. There's people just back there behind me, there's people up in front of me. Even now, I keep overtaking people, and then more people appear. Just like, I'm never going to get to pee. I'm going to be holding this pee in until the end of the West Highland Way, I swear to God. So yeah, I'm really just hoping for a kind of a quiet spot where there's no people. Maybe I can go to the toilet, that'd be nice. My bladder will thank me. But otherwise, yeah, it rained a little, well, quite a lot earlier. And that was okay. It wasn't really that cold or anything, and to be honest, I was too hot. I had my waterproof jacket and all that. But to be honest, aside from the rain, it wasn't really too cold. So I can live with that. It's fine. But yeah, the rain was fairly mild, so I don't feel too sad that I got a little bit damp because it's actually cooled me down a bit. My shoes are filthy. My trousers are soaking. Ooh, there's a cafe. Not gonna lie, and they stopped for a small juice and a pee. Maybe this could be the time that I finally get to pee. I'm not sure what the cafe is. Is it the oak tree? Rowan tree? I don't know, something tree. But anyway, I will let you know once I get to the toilet.
Afraid of fate if I don't take that step today.
And it didn't work. Give that a screenshot.
And I'll never see you smile.
Oh my goodness, it's strawberry flavour. There you go. Lisa. I know. Oh my god. Well, nobody mentions how steep the road is on the way to Drennan. Everyone neglects to mention that in their YouTube videos. It has rained a lot, as you can see by my hair. Poor Isa is soaking wet. But the rain has sort of died down a bit now, so I'm hoping it might stay off for the evening. That would be nice. We're nearly at our camping spot, 3 minutes away. And it's like, I haven't checked the time, but I think it's maybe about 2 o'clock, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm making good time today. So let's see how my legs feel. I'll give them a nice early bed tonight, rest them up, and see how we get on tomorrow. So it's like the back of 6, it's not bedtime yet, but as you can tell, it's not great weather. I had a little nap. Isa's in here with me. So a discussion on what to do when your plans change. So this weather is gross, but at least I'm in my tent. But tomorrow there is a storm coming. It may or may not be as bad as people are making it out to be, but there are high, I think it's here already. There are high gusts, sorry, there's high gusts forecast tomorrow from like sort of evening time onwards, which means it's just going to be very tricky camping in that, like, you know, basically it could damage the tent, it could knock trees down, it could blow the tent away, like it's going to be hellish. So I've done what I wouldn't normally do, and that is I have booked a hotel. I'm going to be staying at a hotel because, quite frankly, not so much for me but for Isa, I want her to be safe and I want her to be warm. I don't want to be in the middle of the night worrying that my tent's going to blow away and that Isa's going to be left homeless for the evening. You know, she's my top priority and I want to make sure she's safe. So it may or may not be as bad as people are forecasting, but I don't want to take the chance. I don't want to risk it. So I am about 7-ish hours walk to my hotel tomorrow. So what I'm going to try and do, the forecast is due to get really stinking about 6 o'clock. So I'm aiming to leave here pretty early. I'm going to have a really early bed. I'm going to have my dinner soon. And then I'll have early bed. And my plan for tomorrow is to leave maybe 7 or 8 in the morning. Try and get away before the worst of the weather starts because it's due to get really awful about sort of 6 o'clock. So if I could aim to be at my destination for maybe 4 o'clock, because that's when check-in is also, then, you know, I'll miss the worst of the weather, hopefully, theoretically. And then maybe we'll both be able to snuggle in safe, have a hot shower. I need to wash Isa's feet because the first day, oh my god, the mud. Like when people say it's muddy, they don't undersell it. It's like whole tracks of that walk. My boot was disappearing into the mud, like fully over the top of it. My feet were quite dry. My waterproofing has worked well, but that was boggy on the way to like Drimmen. And then the hills. Nobody told me about the bloody giant hills coming up towards Drimmen. I thought I was prepared. I had no idea. So that's my plan. I just want to make sure we're safe. More so her than me, but I just want to make sure she's not cold and wet and miserable. Her little cuffs are like clumped with mud from today, and I can't wash it off. So I'll have to wait until we're in a warm room, and then she's going to have a shower with me tomorrow, and then I have to brush her out and everything. The joys of taking a dog hiking, hey. The forecast meant to lighten up next week. It's meant to be quite nice later half of the sort of Monday onwards, which is brilliant because that's going to be the best part of the trail, I think. Today was tough. I didn't underestimate it. I mean, I've done nothing but research this trip for about 4 or 5 months, but to say that today was a struggle on my feet, on my hips were a little sore. I bought new toe socks, those Injinji toe liners. I thought they would be good because they stopped me getting so many blisters. As it turned out, they actually made my shoes a bit tight, I think, and my toes are really sore from being pressed into the toe socks. So I think tomorrow we're going to try without the toe socks and see if that makes a difference. Honestly, it's trial and error. I mean, obviously I walk tons, but every walk is a whole different animal. You just never know. Ooh. Well, everyone, it's 8 p.m. and I'm going to bed. I have an early one tomorrow if I want to get ahead of the storm and get to my hotel. So me and EC, who's in here, we are gonna have an early night. Might listen to an audiobook or something until I fall asleep, hopefully. But yeah, it's been a day. It's very difficult today. I found today hard, largely just because it was wet. So wet in the afternoon. I'd say it rained for like a solid couple of hours at least, and I know Isa was miserable, but she was warm. She had her jacket and her waterproof on, so she was okay. But she definitely wasn't loving life. But she's now currently all tucked in and she's very cozy. So I think a nice early bed, and we can get up early and try and beat the weather, fingers crossed. So have a good one, guys. See you in the morning. Good morning. Day 2 today. I didn't have a great sleep, not gonna lie. The campsite is quite busy, so I stayed at Drimmen camping. Largely because we were so tired that I just didn't really want to keep going any further to find some wild camping, and then there's always the risk that when you get there you can't find somewhere good, blah blah blah. So I just came here. Yeah, it was really quite rainy during the night. It's quite dry now. There's a guy who's just like 1 tent away from me who was listening to Metallica until 2 in the morning. he was going on, and then he phoned his friend and was telling his friend that he was absolutely pissed because he'd been at the pub all day, like all evening. Then he watched The Evil Dead. So yeah, he was loud and he's now snoring, so there's that. But yeah, I had an okay sleep. My hips are sore. I think that's just because I walked so far yesterday. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna make my coffee. I've got my overnight oats for today. And make Issa's breakfast. And then pack up and head off, really. I don't want to be here past about 8 o'clock. I want to get away sharp. So let's see what the day brings. Storm Dave, was it today? We'll soon find out. Day 2 has begun. We've just come up and over a hill. We're now in this very confusing field. I presume I come out the other side onto a road, I think. Had a difficult night's sleep. My hips were quite sore. It was raining and a little bit windy, but nothing too bad. And then I went through phases where I was pretty cozy and then phases where I was a little bit cold. But I think it was just because it was so windy that it was kind of like blowing a draft through the tent. Issa's doing really well, aren't you? She doesn't like being on a lead, but we're in a sheep field, so she must. I can see a few of these posts telling you that you're on the West Highland Way, but as you can see, this field's very very nondescript, shall we say. I've got quite a long way to go today, aiming to get to River Dennon, and I would ideally like to get there before this storm hits today. So let's see how that goes. It's a nice day anyway. I'm warm. I might even take my down jacket off, but maybe that's a bit optimistic. Well, I'm glad to have turned off of that road because the speed that people were going past, oh my god. I could feel the wind of the cars just about pulling me into the road the way they were going. That was fun. I've just tripped over Issa because she got in my way and now she's not speaking to me. Sorry, PCs. I'm very warm. I think I should probably take my fleece off. Cooking. But that would involve taking my jacket on, my bag off, and I don't know if I can be bothered. We'll see. The ground is a lot drier on this bit today compared to the path that I was on yesterday, which was just a bloody swamp. Honestly, it was awful. My shoes are still wet from that. But hey, today is a new day and it's sunny, so there's that. See how it goes. So I haven't videoed much for the last couple of hours because I actually met a really sweet other walker who we ended up chatting for ages. He's off up Conic Hill now, but I chose the other route to Balmaha, largely because Conic Hill obviously has like a lot of dog restrictions because of the sheep. Also the Highland cows. I think Issa will be scared of them, so we decided to come this way instead, didn't we? Tiny, lurking around there. It's about the back of 10. According to my step counter, I've done 16,000 steps already today. who knows how many more we'll get. I'm getting a bit chilly. The temperature has really just dropped all of a sudden. It was actually quite mild and I took all my layers off. I was almost in a t-shirt. I'm glad I didn't do that. I've had to put my gloves back on. I would show you the scenery, but there's a lot of trees right now. We're about to come out onto the first real proper view of Loch Lomond though. Beautiful. So today is the day that there's meant to be a big storm coming, maybe, possibly. The forecasts seem very unsure, so it's very unpredictable, being Scotland at the best of times. We're being shouted at by a bunch of cows. That's Clonic Hill over in the distance. But I'm not going to risk it, especially not when I've got Issa to look after. So tonight we are heading to the Rowerden Hotel. Treated ourselves to a little night of luxury in a lodge. Just purely because with the forecast being for gale force winds and things, I didn't really fancy finding out if my tent could cope with that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's been in wind before, but I just don't want to. I don't want to find out the hard way, and I also don't want to risk being somewhere if a tree comes down or whatever. So, just risk assess, decide based on the circumstances. And I decided that since I was heading to Rowerden, and anyway, I may as well just cut my losses and stay in a hotel for the evening. This road is just very much the same. Again, just gravelly. The gravel keeps going into my shoes. I've got a little bit of pain, so the way that my feet are built, I've got what's called Morton's toe. So my balance point is not under my big toe, it's under my second toe. And because of that, I've also got bunions as well, so my big toes are bend in the way. And they take a lot of pressure from my shoes, so I always have hard skin there. And where that hard skin is like a prime blister point for me. I get blisters there a lot. No matter what shoes I wear, no matter what socks I wear. So I've got my Injinji toe liner socks on today, and just them. I didn't bother putting other socks on top because I actually found that they made my shoes too tight yesterday. Didn't like it. It really hurt. It made my toes hurt. And here we go. We're coming into the camping management zone. And from this point on, if you wanted to camp anywhere along the loch, you would need a permit. They're only £4.50. People are really tight about it. They're only £4.50, but it's just a case of getting the correct permit for the correct area that you're staying in. So if you're ever camping this way, make sure you've checked the permit situation, just in case. So we're about 2 miles from Balmaha, and I think when we get to Balmaha, we're going to stop and make ourselves a little bit of a lunch. Some couscous for me, and Issa's getting her gruel. She has been amazing. She just trundles along like it's no big deal. I don't know if her legs are feeling it, but mine are. It's my hips. My hips at the moment are quite stiff. I think just where the backpack sits on them. I think if I was doing this without a backpack, probably wouldn't even feel it. It would be fine. Hey guys, I'm going to put you away because there's a tractor coming and I don't want Issa getting run over. See you soon. The smell is amazing. Wild garlic everywhere. I should pick some for my dinner tonight. I'll put it in my noodles. I think that's the most hardcore sign I've ever seen. I've never been so happy to see a hotel in all my life. Well guys, today we've had to give up. And I hate it. It makes me really sad. I've planned this for so long. But Issa here has got weeping sore bits in her armpits, caused by her jumper that she had to wear all day yesterday and the day before because of the bad weather. And because her jumper's been on for so long, it's rubbed her armpits. And she's really struggling to put weight on one of her front legs because of it. Now, obviously it's not a major injury. If the weather had been dry for the rest of the day, sure, we could have probably pushed on without her jumper on and I think it would have healed up. But there's always the risk that it wouldn't have healed up and she may have got an infection and we would have been in the middle of nowhere with an infection, and I'm not putting her through that. It's not worth the risk. So here we are, excuse me, in Rowerdennan hotel, and it's got really nice lodges, really cool, nice. And we've just had breakfast and we're just waiting on my husband to come collect us. I feel like a failure, but I also feel like a bad mom that she's got sore bits. I mean, I know she would have come with me regardless whether I wanted her to or not, but I just feel like all that time and effort we've spent planning this, only for it to get cut short. It's unfair. However, I have also discovered in the night that I took here that my right ankle has been having issues. It was getting very tight yesterday, my Achilles tendon, and I phoned my husband and said, oh, my Achilles is playing up a little, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Overnight while I've slept, it has become, what's that word, crepitous? It's making crunchy, like grinding, awful noises when I move my ankle. You could probably hear it through the phone if I do it, but I hate doing it, so I'm not going to do it. And my ankle's all fat. So I think Isa has timed this perfectly, because if it had just been me, I would have pushed on, even with a slightly sore ankle, and I think I would have probably ended up rupturing my Achilles tendon. I did that once when I did the London Marathon a few years ago. I kept going, and when I finally got to a medical tent, my tendon had a tear in it, and it took so long to heal from that. So I don't want that to happen again if I can avoid it. So back to the drawing board. We'll try again another day. I'm sad that we didn't finish. I mean, we were only 25 miles in, but Isa's health is more important, and apparently my ankle has decided its health is more important too, so I guess we'll be going home and calling it a day, and we'll try again sometime in the near future.
She moves like a map with no borders.